You know that moment when you're trying to read the label on a pill bottle, and you find yourself holding it further and further away, tilting it toward the light, squinting just to make out the letters? Or maybe it's driving at night now. The headlights coming toward you seem brighter than they used to, almost blinding, and you find yourself gripping the wheel a little tighter, wondering if you should even be out this late anymore. If any of that sounds familiar, I want you to know something right away. You are not imagining it, and you are not alone. Something really does happen to your eyes after 60. And here's what almost nobody tells you. It's not just getting older. There are very specific things going on inside your eyes. Changes most people never hear explained in plain language, and once you understand them, a lot of the frustration starts to make sense. Eye doctors see this every single day. Patient after patient walks in convinced something is seriously wrong, when really, their eyes are going through a process that has a name, a cause, and this is the part that matters most, things you can actually do about it. Because here's what surprises a lot of people. Vision fading after 60 isn't always a straight, downhill slide. For some people it happens fast. For others, barely at all. And the difference often comes down to a handful of daily habits most of us never think twice about. So if you've been telling yourself, I guess this is just what happens when you get old, stay with me. Because what you're about to hear might be the first real explanation anyone has ever given you. And by the end, you'll understand exactly what's happening inside your eyes and where most people go wrong trying to fix it. Let's start with what's actually happening, because once you see it clearly, so much of this stops feeling scary and starts feeling manageable. Inside your eye, there's a small, clear lens. Think of it like the lens in a camera. When you're young, that lens is soft and flexible. It can change shape in an instant, snapping into focus whether you're looking at a stop sign down the road or a crossword puzzle in your lap. But somewhere in your 50s and 60s, that lens starts to stiffen. It doesn't happen overnight, so you don't notice it as one big change. You notice it as 100 small annoyances instead. The menu at your favorite diner suddenly seems printed smaller than it used to be. You catch yourself asking your spouse, "Does this font look tiny to you?" And they say no, it looks fine. That's not your imagination, and it's not the restaurant either. It's your lens losing a little of its flexibility every year. At the same time, something else is happening that most people never hear about. The muscle that controls your pupil, the part of your eye that opens and closes like a camera aperture, starts responding more slowly to changes in light. That's why walking from a sunny parking lot into a dim grocery store can leave you squinting and disoriented for a few seconds longer than it used to. It's also why evening drives can feel harder. Your eyes simply don't adjust as quickly as they once did. Here's where it gets interesting, though. Doctors will tell you that these two things, the stiffening lens and the slower adjusting pupil, explain almost everything people blame on just getting older. The blurry receipts, the struggle to read pill bottles, the glare from oncoming headlights. It's not that your eyes are falling apart. It's that two very specific, very normal mechanisms are quietly shifting. And once you know that, the next question becomes obvious. Why does this happen faster for some people than others? Because it does. Some folks reach 75 with sharp, easy vision, while others notice real changes by 55. That difference isn't random, and understanding why is where things start to get genuinely useful. Here's something that surprises almost everyone the first time they hear it. Genetics only explain part of the story. Doctors who've spent decades in this field will tell you that daily habits, the kind you probably don't think about twice, play a bigger role than most people realize. Take sunlight, for example. Most people assume sunglasses are just about comfort, about not squinting on a bright day. But cumulative sun exposure over decades is one of the biggest hidden accelerators of vision changes. Every walk to the mailbox without sunglasses, every afternoon working in the garden bare-eyed, adds up over the years like layers of sediment. It's not one afternoon that causes the damage. It's 40 years of afternoons. Then there's a misconception that trips up even health-conscious people. They think eye health is only about the eyes. But your eyes are connected to your entire circulatory system. Every blood vessel in your body, including the tiny ones feeding your eyes, is affected by your blood sugar and blood pressure. This is why people managing diabetes often notice vision changes sooner. Not because diabetes attacks the eyes directly, but because it affects the small blood vessels everywhere, including behind your eyes. Many people don't realize this connection exists until a doctor points it out during a routine visit, and by then, they wish they'd known years earlier. Let me tell you about something doctors see constantly. A patient comes in, worried they have a serious eye disease, because their vision has been getting worse for months. And often, not always, but often, the real culprit turns out to be something as simple as dehydration or poor sleep. Your eyes are made mostly of water. When you're chronically a little dehydrated, which happens easily as we age because our sense of thirst weakens, your eyes can feel dry, gritty, and your vision can genuinely blur. People assume it's a disease. Sometimes it's just a glass of water they forgot to drink. And here's where most people make a mistake without even knowing it. They wait. They notice the squinting, the tilted pill bottles, the harder time reading in dim light, and they tell themselves it's not bad enough yet to do anything about. But eye doctors will tell you, almost unanimously, that the earlier you address these small changes, the more control you have over how things progress. Waiting doesn't protect you. It just means you're managing the problem from a weaker position later. So the real question isn't whether your vision will change after 60. It will, for nearly everyone. The real question is what you do about it starting today. And that's exactly where things get hopeful, because the answer is simpler than most people expect. Let's talk about what actually works, because the good news here is real, and it doesn't require anything complicated. Start with something almost nobody thinks of as an eye habit, your morning coffee routine. Whatever you're drinking each morning, pair it with a glass of water first. Remember what we talked about. Dehydration blurs vision more than people realize. A simple habit of drinking a full glass of water before your coffee every single morning keeps your eyes properly hydrated all day long. It sounds too simple to matter. It matters. Next, let's talk about sunglasses, because I want to correct something. A lot of people think sunglasses are only necessary on bright, sunny days at the beach. Not true. Ultraviolet light reaches your eyes even on cloudy days, even during a short walk to check the mailbox. Doctors recommend wearing UV-blocking sunglasses anytime you're outside for more than a few minutes, rain or shine. This one habit, done consistently over the years, does more to protect your long-term vision than almost anything else on this list. Now here's a detail that catches people off guard. Lighting inside your home matters just as much as sunlight outside. Many older adults keep reading it in the same dim lamplight they've used for 20 years, without realizing their eyes now need significantly more light to read comfortably than they did at first. This isn't a weakness, it's simply how aging eyes work. The fix is easy. Add a brighter, warm-toned reading lamp near your favorite chair, the one where you do your crossword or read the paper. Your eyes will thank you, and you'll likely notice less strain within days. Diet plays a role too, and this is where a common mistake shows up. People hear, eat carrots for your eyes, and stop there, thinking they've covered their nutritional bases. But the real standouts for eye health are leafy greens, spinach, kale, collard greens, because they contain compounds that specifically protect the part of your eye responsible for sharp, central vision. A simple side salad a few times a week, or spinach cooked into your eggs, does more for your eyes than a bag of baby carrots ever will. Let's talk about screens for a moment, because this trips up almost everyone. Whether it's the television in the evening or a phone screen during the day, staring at anything up close for long stretches makes your eye muscles work harder than they're built for at this stage of life. Eye doctors recommend a simple rule. Every 20 minutes, look at something roughly 20 feet away for 20 seconds. It gives those overworked muscles a genuine break, and most people notice less end-of-day eye fatigue within just a week of doing it consistently. And finally, here's the piece most people skip entirely: regular eye exams, even when nothing feels wrong. Many of the most common causes of vision loss after 60 develop silently, with no pain and no obvious symptoms, until real damage has already occurred. An annual exam catches these changes early, when there's still the most you can do about them. Skipping this step is, without question, the single biggest mistake people make with their eye health as they age. Small habits, consistent choices. That's genuinely what separates the people who keep sharp, clear vision well into their 80s from those who don't. So let's bring this all together, because by now you understand something most people never fully grasp about their own eyes. Vision changing after 60 isn't a mystery, and it isn't a sign that something has gone wrong with you. It's your lens naturally stiffening, your pupils adjusting more slowly to light, and your whole circulatory system quietly influencing how well your eyes function. None of that is a personal failing. It's simply what happens in a body that has lived a long, full life. But here's the part one want you to really hold on to. How fast that fading happens, and how much control you keep over your independence, your reading, your evening drives, your ability to see your grandchildren's faces clearly across the room. So much of that comes down to the small, ordinary choices you make starting today. Drink that glass of water before your coffee. Reach for the sunglasses even on a cloudy afternoon. Swap that dim old lamp for one bright enough for the eyes you have now, not the eyes you had 30 years ago. Add a handful of spinach to your dinner a few nights a week. Give your eyes that 20-second break every 20 minutes. And don't skip that yearly eye exam, even when everything feels fine, especially when everything feels fine, because that's exactly when small changes are easiest to catch. None of these things are hard. None of them require expensive treatments or complicated routines. They just require knowing what actually matters, which is exactly what you know now that so many people never take the time to learn. So the next time you catch yourself tilting a label toward the light or squinting at oncoming headlights, I don't want you to feel discouraged. I want you to feel something different, informed, and a little bit empowered, because you now understand exactly what's happening and exactly what to do about it. Your eyes have carried you through a lifetime of sunrises, faces you love, and moments worth remembering. With a few simple habits, they can keep doing that for many years to come. Take care of them the way you take care of anything that matters this much, because it does. If you found this helpful, do one thing for me. Share it with someone you love. A parent, a spouse, a neighbor who's been squinting at their phone a little more than they used to. Sometimes the most caring thing we can do for the people around us is simply pass along something that might make their days a little easier. And if you want more honest, practical conversations like this one, the kind that explain what's really going on in your body, without the fear and without the jargon, stay close. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care of those eyes. They've got a lot more beautiful things to see.